Welcome to this video. Here we're going to be doing a 20 question mock test with the answers and explanations to benefit you and to make sure that you pass your theory test the first time you take it, or if you failed in the past, hopefully you're going to pass the next time you take your test. Let's get started. Question 1. When may you stop on an urban clearway? A. To use a mobile phone. B. To ask for directions. C. To sit down and pick up passengers. Or D. To load or unload goods. Okay, so here we can get the hint from the DVSA explanation. Urban clearways have their times of operation clearly signed. You may only stop to pick up or set down passengers. Okay, so in this case, C is the correct answer. Question 2. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do if the central reservation is too narrow to contain your vehicle? Okay, so the central reservation sometimes has a gap where you can join the central via the central reservation. Now, sometimes it is narrow, so this question is asking you what should you do if it is too narrow. A. Emerge slightly to show your intentions. This is not a good idea because on a dual carriageway, vehicles are moving quite fast. So if you come out a little bit, you are at risk of being hit by another vehicle. So it's not A. B. Wait until the road is clear in both directions. C. Proceed to the central reservation and wait, or stop in the first lane so that other vehicles give way. So the correct answer here is wait until the road is clear in both directions. Then you can, when it's clear in both directions, then you can make your turn to the right all in one turn. Question 3. What will happen if you follow this vehicle too closely? If you follow this vehicle too closely, what will happen? So A, your brakes will overheat. B, your fuel consumption will be increased. C, your view ahead will be reduced. Or D, your engine will overheat. Now, if you follow it too closely, your view ahead will be reduced. Okay, so you will not be able to see as well if you were to keep your distance. Okay, so in this case, your view ahead will be reduced. All right. Question 4. What hazard should you be aware of when traveling along this street? So if we look at this image, we've got parked cars on both sides of the road, and we have houses, so a residential road. What should you be aware of when traveling along the street? A. Lack of road markings. B. Glare from the sun. C. Children running out between vehicles. Or D. Heavy goods vehicles. So here, the answer here is children running out between vehicles. As this is a residential area, children could be playing. You need to be aware of that. Question 5. What should the driver of the red car, arrowed, do? So this red car, what should that driver do? A. Wait for the pedestrian in the road to cross. B. Quickly drive behind the pedestrian in the road. C. Tell the pedestrian in the road she should not have crossed. Or D. Wave towards the pedestrians who are waiting to cross. All right, so definitely we don't want to wave pedestrians and telling them to cross. But we can see in the image there is a lady on the road crossing. And the best thing to do in this case, wait for the pedestrian in the road to cross. Some people might take a long time to cross the road. They may be older or have a disability. So you as a driver have to be patient. Question 6. Why should you make sure that your indicators are cancelled after turning at a junction? A. To avoid flattening the battery. B. To avoid dazzling other road users. C. To avoid damage to the indicator relay. Or D. To avoid misleading other road users. Avoid misleading other road users. Question 7. What must you do when you hitch an unbraked trailer to a towing vehicle? A. Grease the tow ball and hitch. B. Make sure you can see the trailer in the mirrors. C. Fit a secondary coupling device. Or D. Switch off the reversing sensor on the towing vehicle. So the correct answer here is fit a secondary coupling device. If a tow hitch fails, the trailer must stay connected to the towing vehicle. This is achieved by using a secondary coupling device, such as a safety chain. What does this sign mean? Image of a traffic light and a red line across it. A. Temporary traffic lights ahead. B. Traffic lights out of order. C. Amber signal out of order. Or D. New traffic lights ahead. So the correct answer here is B. Traffic lights out of order. Question 9. You've just passed your first practical driving test. What will you have to do if you get 6 penalty points on your license in the next 2 years? A. Retake only your theory test. B. Retake your theory and practical tests. C. Retake only your practical test. Or D. Reapply for your full license immediately. You have to retake your theory and practical test all over again. So be aware of that. Question 10. On a 3-lane motorway, which lane should you use if there's no traffic ahead? Center, right, left, or either the right or left. If there's no traffic ahead, you should always be in the left-hand lane. Okay, so unless you're overtaking, you have to be in the left-hand lane. Question 11. What should you do if you're driving on a motorway and miss the exit that you wanted to take? So on a motorway, if you miss your exit, you can't reverse. Okay. Or you can't make U-turns. Okay, so A, make a U-turn at the next gap in the central reservation. No, this is incorrect. B, carefully reverse in the left-hand lane. No. C, carry on to the next exit. Or D, carefully reverse along the hard shoulder. Okay, so A, B, and D are incorrect, and the correct answer here is carry on to the next exit. Question 12. What should you do when you're passing loose sheep on the road? A, go very slowly. B, briefly sound your horn. C, pass quickly but quietly. Or D, herd them to the side of the road. Go very slowly. Slow down and be ready to stop if you see animals in the road. Animals are easily frightened by noise and vehicles passing too close to them. Stop if you're signaled to do so by the person in charge. Question 13. You're at the scene of an incident. How could you help someone who's suffering from shock? A, give them a warm drink. B, offer them a cigarette. C, offer them some food. Or D, reassure them confidently. And this topic of incidents, first aid, someone suffering from shock, never offer them any kind of drinks at all, hot or cold, or cigarette or vapes. Just reassure them confidently. Question 14. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? Accelerating sharply in each gear. If you accelerate, you're going to end up using more fuel. Using lower gears as often as possible. So lower gears will make you use more fuel as well. Using each gear in turn or missing out some gears. This driving technique of missing out some gears, you go from first to third gear or second to fourth, like that. So you miss out one gear. This technique can help you save fuel. Yeah, so missing out some gears, intermediate gears, when appropriate, helps to reduce the amount of time spent accelerating and decelerating, the times when your vehicle uses the most fuel. Missing out some gears. Question 15. What should you do when a person herding sheep asks you to stop? A. Continue on but drive slowly. B. Ignore them as they have no authority. C. Stop and switch off your engine. Or D. Try to get past quickly. Okay, we already covered this a few questions ago, but worded differently. Stop and switch off your engine. Question 16. What's the meaning of this traffic sign? A. End of two-way road. B. You have priority over vehicles coming towards you. C. Bus lane ahead. D. Give priority to vehicles coming towards you. Okay, so in this traffic sign, it's a blue background, rectangular information. So in this case, you've got a white arrow which is bigger than the red arrow. And the white arrow is the direction you're traveling. And the red arrow is the opposite traffic. And your arrow being bigger, you have priority over oncoming vehicles towards you. Okay, so the correct answer is B. Question 17. If you're involved in a collision, what will reduce the risk of neck injury? A collapsible steering wheel, an air-sprung seat, anti-lock brakes, or a properly adjusted head restraint? Okay, so the correct answer here is a properly adjusted head restraint will reduce the risk of your neck injury. Question 18. What does the solid white line at the side of the road indicate? So I'm just going to zoom into this image. So this solid white line on the left, what does it indicate? Thank you, by the way. If you have been watching this video up until now, make sure to hit the subscribe button if this video benefited you. And let's look at the answers now. A. Traffic lights ahead. B. Edge of the carriageway. C. Cycle path. Or D. Footpath on the left. So in this case, the solid white line means the edge of the carriageway. These are especially useful in the night when you cannot see the curb as well. Okay, so when visibility is restricted, such as the night or bad weather. Question 19. What should you do if the traffic in the left-hand lane is slowing? A. Pull up on the left-hand verge. B. Slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. C. Accelerate past the vehicles in the left-hand lane. Or D. Move across and continue in the right-hand lane. Okay, so the correct answer here is slow down, keeping a safe separation distance. And if you look at the image, there's roadworks, and all traffic have to move eventually after 800 yards, move into the left-hand lane. So slow down, keep a safe separation distance. And last question, question 20. When are you allowed to stop on a motorway? A. When you need to walk and get fresh air. B. When you wish to pick up hitchhikers. C. When you're signaled to do so by traffic signals. Or D. When you need to use your mobile phone. Okay, so C is the correct answer. You must stop if overhead gantry signs show a red cross above every lane on the motorway. All right. Other than that, if you want to go for a walk and fresh air, no, the motorway is not the place to do that. And let's check how well we did. Okay, we got 20 out of 20. Well done for staying on the video and watching it all the way if you did.